Hi, it's Elizabeth here. Welcome to flip number 9. Thanks for being here and thanks for watching. So on this day, the what's it called? The prompt for the day was favorite place, and so I chose to write about Big Handsome's Hideaway and all the different things that I love about it. This is us together, and I put this is how we roll in the wintertime. That's my family sitting around a fire pit in the open air downstairs patio. And so that's how we roll here in SoFlo in the wintertime. And my beautiful family, and how I love our family picnics at the beach that we do, and sunset boat rides. We can drive right out from our canal, and it faces west, so if we choose to, and if we're feeling up to it, sometimes we go out there and watch the sunset, and it's just gorgeous. Here's my awesome catch, and the fish ain't so bad either. So there's my hubby doing his thing that he loves to do, which is catch mahi-mahi. And there's my king of the world. And here's some of the flora and fauna that we get down in the Keys. Beautiful hibiscus plants and flowers, gorgeous, and starfish. This is a starfish I had gotten off of our boat ramp, and took a picture of him and then quickly returned him to his home. And then that we get iguanas, and sometimes this one happened to be right on our dock, but we'd go on boat rides sometimes, and they are just huge. They look like dinosaurs. I mean, they're just humongous. And here's another picture of dolphin fish, which are actually very beautiful fish. And how we like to go snorkeling here. We were all snorkeling at Carey's Fort in the Keys, and it's on the reef, which is the only living reef, coral reef in the continental United States. So I'm glad that we're able to go out there and see that. It's like being swimming inside of an aquarium. It's just gorgeous. And so this day I'm not looking forward at all to next week, because we were flying to Minnesota. As most of you know, if you've been watching my channel, my husband has pancreatic issues. And actually it's because we just found out, I mean, it's amazing what you go through your whole life not knowing. And a couple months ago, we found out he had this certain test done, and found out he actually has a congenital deformity to his pancreas. So that's what's part of what's causing, all these problems anyway. So we decided to see a pancreatic specialist in Minnesota. And because I told my big handsome, I said, if there's any doctor that's going to touch you, I'm going to find the best in the nation or in the world. I don't care. Just, not just anyone is going to touch him. So I wanted the best. And a dear friend of mine had referred us to this doctor. So we literally that day we were on planes, trains, and automobiles. Oh my gosh. I mean, it was such a long day. Anyway, we got to our hotel. It was a bumpy ride, and it was a long day, and it was cold up there, cold to our standards anyway. It was probably like, in the 50s maybe, but it was so windy, and it might as well have been snowing for us. But anyway, we went on the metro, and that was interesting. I mean, we have a metro here where I live, but it's kind of far to get to, and I don't like it. This was a really nice train, actually, as far as trains go. And then this day we had to get up. The prompt for that day was something yellow. So the first yellow that I saw that morning was when we had to get up at the booty crack of dawn to get to the medical center of the University of Minnesota, and my husband had a procedure that needed to be done. So that was the first yellow that I saw that day. And then here the next day, so after the procedure from the day before, we went and had a visit with the doctor. And he says, yep, you're going to need to have surgery and plan on staying overnight. So, because it could be tricky. And so that was my face there. I was going, well, because I don't, here we are in Minnesota. I mean, I've never been there before. I don't like being by myself. I don't, it was just, I was praying very hard that he would not have to stay overnight. Anyway, there were some things that we needed to do right then, which was call the gems, because we were going to actually have to extend our stay for whatever reason. My husband, I don't know what he was thinking. He was going to have the procedure on Thursday, and then for some reason he booked our flights home on Friday. So I don't know what he was thinking, but anyway, we had to change our flight. Then we had to see if the hotel could even extend our stay, if they even had rooms available, which they did. So I was glad for that. And luckily we got the $400 fee waived for changing our flight. Because, my big handsome, he told the girl, about the medical issue and whatnot. And then I'm trying not to worry. And here's a picture of my African violet, because that was the prompt for that day. And anyway, this day, he had surgery. My husband had surgery that day, so he was in surgery for a couple hours, and luckily the doctor came in and said that everything went well, so I was glad for that. And that my husband might even be able to go back to the hotel that night, so I was really happy about that. One of the things that was funny is in the rooms, where the patients are, there's a patient board, like a white board, an erasable board, and so they have the name of the patient and the guardian, and then they have a patient request, which I thought was kind of funny, because you're either there, you're there for a reason. Obviously you're not well. And so I'm thinking, what patient is going to get up and request, and what are they going to request anyway? Like, I'd like a steak dinner, I don't know. I just thought it was funny that they had that up there. So I decided to put a wife's request, and I put keep my big handsome safe. So I had to take a picture of that and put that in here. And this was my Bible verse that I was holding on to, Philippians 4:6-7. Don't worry about anything, instead pray about everything. And so that's what I was doing. And then the doctor, I thought this was funny, I had to put it in here. This is actually the doctor's drawing of my husband's pancreas, and they ended up having to put a stent in, and so he's like drawing this picture, and I was just like, okay, I kind of stopped listening after the doctor came out and said, oh, your husband's doing well. Then it's kind of like, phew, you're not thinking of anything else really. So I thought that was funny. So I wanted to keep that in my book. And then his fall precautions bracelet, which is, I don't know. To me, in my sick, twisted sense of humor, I thought it was hilarious. And they have to put that on the patients when they've, have been anesthetized, because to let everybody know that there's a potential for him falling. But I thought it was funny. And then this day here, we actually went to an art museum the day after his surgery. We visited the dietitian the next day after the surgery. He was doing okay. He was still in pain and not feeling all that great, but so we got a low-fat, high-calorie diet information for him, and things that he can eat, things that he shouldn't eat. We were concerned if he had gastroparesis, which turned out he didn't, so I was glad for that. And here's my poor big handsome. It's a good thing he doesn't look like that in real life. He doesn't. But he needed some good sleep, and he needed it now. So he'd been in so much pain, and it was just a nightmare. So he asked the doctor what he could take, because my husband does not take pain medication. So even the doctor was surprised, when we visited the doctor, he was like, so what pain medication are you on? And my husband's like, nothing. And so, yeah, the doctor was a little surprised by that. So yeah, my husband is not a pill taker. He takes his vitamins and things like that, but he's not a pill taker. Especially when it comes to pain medications. So anyway, he did end up taking 2 Tylenol PMs, which is what the doctor suggested, and he was able to get to sleep, so that was nice. And then Saturday, on this day too, because we went to the Wiseman Art Museum, and because it was on the way home from the hospital, and the hospital was only, a couple miles, I guess, from our hotel. And so my husband decided, because Lord knows I wouldn't have decided, to walk from the hospital to the hotel. So he decided he was feeling well, and there's also like a really pretty, walkover bridge that goes across the Mississippi, and it was just gorgeous. It was a beautiful day, and my husband knew also that I wanted to go to the art museum, and it was on the way, so we stopped off there, and that was nice, and just out in the much needed sunshine and air, fresh air, so that was nice. And then this day, we spent a lot of time outside on the little patio. We also we did take a walk and went down to a little like gourmet type bodega thing, and so that was cute. And what the prompt for that day was, what, like, go out and like take 5 steps or something. And draw what you see. So what I saw was a bunch of hotel doors, and we're missing our gems. And we took a long walk that day too. Of course, Big Handsome, I mean, he was still not feeling well at all, and just but he was doing the best he could, so that was good. And then this day, we were actually traveling back home. So I was so thrilled. It was rainy and 50 degrees, which is like in our book, it might as well be snowing. We were leaving on a jet plane, and we couldn't wait to get home. And when we got home, it was sunny and 92 degrees. Oh, we were so thrilled. And we felt like sardines in the airplane. And I put, just if you enjoy feeling like a sardine, just book yourself a nonstop 1,800-mile commercial flight. If you enjoy motion sickness, make sure the pilot hits every single air pocket he can, because he did that day. It was a very bumpy ride home, but if going to Minnesota was going to make my Big Handsome feel better, then I'd do it all over again. And welcome humidity. My husband and I thrive in humidity. So we were glad that we didn't have any more crocodile skin, which was horrible in Minnesota. Oh, we were just dry and cracked up. And anyway, the prompt for that day was, what is in your fridge? And it's my husband's fridge. Let me tell you what, do not touch. He does not like it when people touch the stuff in his fridge. Of course we can go. I mean, I'm not saying like, he locks it or anything crazy like that, but he has a very specific way of doing things, and everything has a place and everything's in its place. So, my daughter always jokes like, what if we put the sour cream, like down in the meat drawer or down in the onion drawer? Dad would probably freak out. So yeah, he would. So there's, I put a picture of this, and then on the inside here, it shows, what's on every single shelf. And I'll tell you, like, I could probably sit right now and draw a picture or make a list of everything that we have in the refrigerator. That's how organized it is. So I'm going to stop here. I think that's for the next flip. And I thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. I'll see you on the next flip.